Hey YouTube, Jason with Maslintech here, back with another beta video. This time we are looking at the newly named macOS 10.12 Sierra. Compared to the last few updates we've had, Sierra Beta 1 is a pretty small update. Here are a few of the new features that I found interesting. Visually, the OS remains mostly unchanged. However, Notification Center gained a new bubble design that iOS 10 is using. It's a bright pane with the same slide-out animations as before, but the widget's got a slight change up. Up in the top corner, sitting next to Notifications and Spotlight, is Siri. Clicking on the colorful icon, or using a customizable keyboard shortcut will launch Siri on the Mac. Her functions are built around the OS, allowing you to ask her to launch a website or an app, adjust the sound or brightness, or check system resources. She can't be triggered hands-free, but she also has a dock icon if you don't like the menu bar or keyboard shortcut options. Siri can be slightly tweaked to your liking in System Preferences under her own preference page. Unlike Cortana on Windows, you can't use the keyboard to type queries with Siri, so no stealthy Siri usage here. Gatekeeper has also toughened up a little. Now, apps that are not in the App Store and are not signed must be manually opened by the user with a right click the first time the app is used. It's a nice extra layer of security, but I can see it causing a little confusion with the technically challenged. Continuing through the new features of System Preferences, iCloud got some really cool additions. Your clipboard will now sync between Mac and iOS devices, and macOS 10.12 computers can now upload their desktop and documents folders to be stored on iCloud. This is assuming you have enough iCloud space to hold them all, but Apple will gladly sell you more if you need it. Documents can then be synced over from other devices with 10.12 and iOS devices through the iCloud Drive app. As you can see, Finder will move these folders into its own subcategories on the Mac, making it easy to see if you have the feature on or not. Apple is also touting a new feature that will optimize the Mac's storage by putting unused and old files onto the cloud, but not on your computer. The interface for managing these feels more like a modern Finder. Not nearly all of the features are there, but something like this interface on the iPad would be awesome. I'm not sure how well this will work, and I did not test it with this beta. Hopefully it'll work more like iCloud Photo Library and less like iCloud Music Library. Speaking of iTunes, it got yet another minor redesign, this time to match the style of iOS 10. I like it, but like every other recent update, it feels like too little. Maybe future betas will take on more iTunes updates. We can wish, right? Lastly, for the bigger changes, videos will have a pop-out option, like on the iPad. I've used a third-party player on the Mac before to achieve this, but having this native to the OS will be awesome. The player will stick on top of whatever app is in the foreground, and hopefully Netflix will be on board with this fast and support it like they do with the iPad. Before I go though, let me show you a few of the smaller things in the utilities that won't affect everyday usage, but I think are still cool. During the setup process, I opted to use Migration Assistant to move over some info from my main partition. Migration Assistant now allows deeper dives into the folder structure when picking what to migrate over. This is super useful for doing quicker setups with new installs. And Disk Utility now has a button for restoring images onto a drive, shortening the steps required to copy an image. And lastly, Apple announced a new file system. It won't be available until next year at the earliest, so rather than cover it in detail, I'll leave some reading on it in the description below. That's it for Beta 1 of macOS Sierra. Is it enough of an upgrade for you, or did it leave you wanting more? Let me know in the comments. I'll be testing out each new beta as it's released, so let me know if there's anything in particular you want to see with it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed it, and be sure to check out my iOS 10 beta overview as well if you like this.